Israeli, and I'm fighting for peace, and I'm leading negotiations between Israelis and Palestinians all over the world. Palestinians and Israelis that lost their kids and families helped me, and some of the organizations that you mentioned helped me, and I have a different view than what you present here. First of all, we all like to look at the Palestinian-Israeli conflict as between two communities, Israelis and Palestinians, not Jews and Palestinians. When you globalize the conflict, you're doing, I think, something that is very dangerous. It's two communities that have to share the same land and live together. This is the first thing. Second, Israel is a desperate country. Most of the people in Israel want peace, and most of the people of Israel wanted to end this occupation. We have the Oslo peace process. Rabin was elected on the belief that he's the only one who can bring peace to the Palestinians. We started the Oslo peace process, the extremists started to take in control. The settlement project continues, and every 5 more minutes there was another suicide bomb in Tel Aviv. Bus, malls, when you go, even now, when you want to enter a mall in Jerusalem, everyone has to check your bag. And Jewish people are traumatic enough. Yeah. And think about me in 2005, entering an American university and calling my wife, don't come here, it's not safe, no one check my bag. So, very, very dangerous. Now, in 2005, Israel evacuated Gaza. We thought that Ariel Sharon, that we protest against him for many years, is going to be the next de Klerk. And unfortunately, what was happening? The collapse of the Palestinian society. Civil war among the Palestinians. Now, the Palestinians is also a divided society. There's Hamas in Gaza, and there's Fatah in the West Bank. It's a very sad situation. Now, in all the negotiations that I'm leading, every time when we speak about ending the occupation, the Israelis said, we want to end it, and then the next day the Palestinians said, wait, not so fast. If you're going to withdraw tomorrow, we are going to collapse. You have to help us to build our state. So the occupation is a big Satan, but it's not the only one. And we have to come with a strategy what to do, and especially to involve the people from the grassroots. And to just to condemn Israel, it doesn't smell well, because there's two partners here. The leadership is Israel is irresponsible. But the leadership of the Palestinians is also irresponsible. It's a very problematic situation.
It is problematic, and it is complicated. Are you connected with an organization that's having these negotiations, or is it simply...
We founded our own organization. It's called the Minds of Peace Experiment. You can look at the Minds of Peace. You can look at it's going all over.
And I know that, there's also a group that I heard the other day called One Voice, where people at the grassroots are talking to one another. Look, I also hear in what you're saying, perhaps, a message that we need to leave it to the Israelis and the Palestinians to work things out, that people here in America, and even particularly the Jews on a global basis, don't have the right to dictate or to judge Israel. I think that's a fair statement, but I do feel that as an American, I have an enormous stake in this conflict, because I think that America really is responsible for what I believe is the most important fact that we have to take into account here. The balance of power. It's almost impossible to talk about a balance of power. Israel really does have all of the power. To think that there's negotiations between two parties when one party is occupied and effectively doesn't even have a government. It's a government that is sort of bought and paid for by the West. That's the Palestinians. And Israel, which has economic, political, and diplomatic control over the whole situation. It's hard to talk about diplomacy and reaching an agreement. Israel holds all the cards. I don't think that Palestinian society and Palestinian government has the ability to reform itself, because I think that, look at Abu Mazen. He couldn't even stand on the most basic condition that he set for continuing the negotiations. He couldn't even hold on to that. So I think it's almost a non-entity. That's what makes me so pessimistic about the ability to have what you're talking about happen, take place, that there can be an agreement between these two parties. I don't see two parties. I see an occupier and I see an occupied.